When she got back to her home, Wenka was in a terrible pain with her voice. However, her careful grandpa saw that Wenka's thighs were not as bad as her legs. Seeing the bruises on Wenka's thighs, obviously understood all this. The furious grandfather took his granddaughter to the police station the next day to report the case. The police chief happened to be Wenka's neighbor, so the chief rushed to the scene. The chief directly on the 3 crazy output. He also stomped on the crotch of the gold necklace slag man. The pain of the gold necklace slag man wailed. Just when the chief wanted to bring the 3 slag men back to the police station, unexpectedly at this time, there was an uninvited guest at the door. It turned out to be the chief of the police department, because one of the 3 scumbags is the chief's young master. However, the chief told the lieutenant should not be violent law enforcement, overturned all the results of the lieutenant's interrogation, and then used his power to suppress the lieutenant, directly led the 3 scumbags on the spot to release. Pete knew that the 3 scumbags did not get the appropriate punishment, looked at his granddaughter all day long to wash her face in tears. So the next day he used his veteran connections, contacted his comrade in arms the next day. Pete used his veteran connections to contact his comrade in arms, the president of the Suns Bank. With the president's authorization, Pete was able to get a loan of $15,000. Then Pete took his farming equipment and disguised himself as a farmer. He took a train to the black market in Moscow. He found the owner of a gun dealership. The owner knew that Pete was a big customer. He took Pete to the base of the bank. Pete picked out the most advanced sniper rifle. He fired 3 consecutive shots, all of which were bullseyes. This retired vet, Pete, set up a sniper's rifle and took aim at 3 of the scum on the other side of the room. One of them is holding champagne between his gold necklace-clad legs, while the man with the gold necklace is opening the champagne. Pete shoots the champagne without hesitation. The champagne spreads out and splashes in the faces of the other 2 scumbags. So Pete puts down a stool. He picks up the shells from the floor. He puts on his clothes and picks up his crutches and disguises himself as an old man with mobility problems. He drops the shells in the downstairs garden and then goes to the place where he's been playing chess and pretends that nothing has happened. It wasn't long before the ambulance arrived downstairs in the neighborhood. Turns out Pete didn't kill the scumbag with a single shot. He just confiscated the scumbag's tools of the trade and made him suffer for the rest of his life.